What's up, everyone? It's me, your boy, Barney Turnblad. Thoughts? Like the new name? No? Okay. Well, it's me, Ahab. I know it's been a while, but, life's been kind of hectic out here. And in all honesty, it's kind of, man, the whole nation is a big downer right now, so the desire to make a video escaped me, shall we say. But, hey, man, time to just pick up the old bootstraps and make one. And since I've been actively collecting flicks for a spell here, since the last time I updated, we're just going to do a little run through of all the movies I bought in this long while. And, maybe chat a little about them and see what's up with them. I'll tell you right now that there's well over 50 here, so let's just, I guess, get to it, right? So I'm just going to reach in here, down here, see what... And we're going to start with Child's Play 3, which I'm going to tell you right now is my least favorite of the Child's Play movies, or the Chucky ones included. I'm counting them all as one, obviously, but, only 3 of them are named Child's Play, unless you count the remake, in which case 4. But anyway, this is my least favorite of all of them, because it's about as generic as you can get, and it kind of blows. Here's the thing, though. I'm collecting the Scream Factory releases because of the new transfers. So I found this for $14, which was more than reason enough for me to get it, because I don't want to pay above that. Now, Goontick was super pissed that I got it because he too hates this movie. Or actually, he hates it. I'm just like, this is a movie that exists, and I guess I have to see it if I'm seeing the series. But he was like, dude, don't get it. But, like I said, it would be like this gap in the collection that wouldn't fit. And at that price, I couldn't pass it up. So anyway, Child's Play 3, clearly the inferior film in the whole series. Quote me on that. If you like it, cool. I don't. So anyway, that's a thing. Found this, same location, Upstream Color. If you don't know what this is, well, I don't blame you. It's kind of like a obscure little weird gem. This is from the guys that made a movie called Primer, which is about the headiest movie you'll see on time travel, where you'll understand nothing and yet be kind of fascinated by everything that's going on. I haven't seen Upstream Color, but I wanted to see it just for the fact that it was from the fella that made Primer. But a really nice case anyway. And I found this for $6 buccarinis, guy. Couldn't pass that up. Let's see what else is in here. Here's a movie, again, that Goontick tried to dissuade me from getting. The Awesome Ghost. If you don't like Ghost, I should punch you until you become a ghost. Because Ghost is awesome, man. I really do love Ghost. It's classic. But why an 80s classic? So Al Smith is pretending to love it. And second, it's just a cool, little, like mainstream supernatural film that, mixes in some love story stuff, which is a strange combo, but there you go. And it's got Whoopi Goldberg, man, Yeah, I know everybody hates her now, but whatever. Not gonna hate Whoopi, dude. Just not. Anyway, what I did hate for a long time was the very idea of watching Rumpelstiltskin. I would see this movie at the mom and pop rental shops that I would frequent, and I avoided it like the plague. One, because I knew it was from the dudes that made Leprechaun. Now, I enjoy Leprechaun, especially nowadays, the series, except for Origins, which is terrible. But even now that I enjoy Leprechaun, it's still kind of like the one I enjoy the least, besides Origins. Because, I don't know, I like the ones that turn up everything to 11, And the first one's just kind of just like a light horror fare with a little tongue in the cheek. So I just assumed that this would be like that. And let me tell you, I was fucking wrong. Rumpelstiltskin is a romp. It should be called Rompelstiltskin, dude. I had so much fun watching this ridiculously dumb movie. And I stress. This movie, like, it's stupid as hell. It's like the offspring of a Charles Band movie. And, in terms of like that tiny terror, except Rumpelstiltskin's not tiny, even though we think of him that way, I guess. But so it kind of starts that way, and then like somewhere along the way, it just becomes like this weird chase movie that throws in all kinds of elements that are very familiar if you're a cinephile. So yeah, if you know, it's impossible to not have fun with this, even though it's a plot hole ridden mess. But yeah, hella fun, man. I could not believe how much fun I had watching this ridiculous turd. Rumpelstiltskin, bought on a lark, and I'm glad I did. Reaching down here again, let's see what's next. Brightburn. I found this one for $4. Only way I was going to buy this. It's not that I hate Brightburn. Said I thought that it didn't live up to its promise very much. This is a James Gunn conceived concept that somebody else directed. I think it's like, I was going to say his cousin. Oh, no, his relatives of some sort wrote it, and some other jerk directed it. But it just quite didn't live up to the promise of, like, you know, what it clearly was. Like, what if Superman was evil type of concept, right? But it's still an enjoyable enough movie. So I figured $4, that's a good reason to own it, you know? Let's see what's next here. Oh, hell yeah, boy. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. This is, of course, from my boy Guy Ritchie. Which, if you know Guy Ritchie, when he first started off in the movie business, everybody was kind of like, he's just like knocking off Tarantino. Which, fair enough, he kind of was. But very highly entertaining movies. And here he's knocking off Tarantino again in a lot of ways, because this is pretty much Inglourious Bastards by any other name. Though this is actually based on actual people. I mean, I guess Inglourious Bastards kind of was too, but, you know, whatever. This is more so based on actual people. But, you know, yeah, World War II action romp, taking down scummy Nazis, bunch of badasses, Henry Cavill. I loved it, man. Hell of a fun movie, man. Loved it. Next up, from Vinegar Syndrome, we got Deranged. I haven't even broke it out of the package, guy. What is that? Now, Deranged, if you're not familiar with it, is a 70s flick that I mean, not by name. I think they call him, let me see what they call him, Ezra Cobb. Doesn't go by name, but this is basically the story of Ed Gein, which, you know, famously, a lot of movies kind of based their concept. I'm sorry, a lot of stories and movies based their concept off of, including Psycho, Silence of the Lambs had elements that were obviously influenced by it, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, famously. There have been Ed Gein movies. There's going to be a damn show where apparently he's a hunk, because Charles Hunnam is going to play him. But this one right here is pretty much what happened. It's kind of presented in this kind of like docudrama style. And, you know, I saw this movie back in like the early 2000s. And I remember it fondly. I could be horribly wrong. I haven't seen it since then. But I do remember it fondly because it kind of fairly represented those events. And they didn't play up the Ed Gein type character as, you know, somebody to look up to or anything. And they didn't play down the fact that it was kind of just like it was kind of a reet, wasn't he? But anyway, Deranged. Snatch that up. Pretty cool. Full name is The Confessions of a Necrophile. Interesting. Here are 3 movies that I had to get. One I already have a copy of, and that's The Church from Michele Soavi. This is an awesome visual and atmospheric feast from Italy. Michele Soavi, of course, was one of Dario Argento's many, crew members that he kind of extended a helping hand to. And he just had a very unique style, did Soavi. And I love The Church, man. It's just, it's a weird movie, man. Love it. And I already have a copy, but these releases from Severin, I just had to get it. 1, because I'm a big fan. 2, has tons of features, which my other copy doesn't. And also, I just really like this case. In theme with that is Michele Soavi's first directorial movie, La Seta, aka The Sect. Again, from Severin. Again, lots of special features. And great cover again. Yeah. So I haven't seen La Seta in quite a while. And I'll be honest with you, I don't remember much of it. But I wanted to get it because I want to get all of Soavi's horror fare up to this movie. Cemetery Man, aka De la Morte dell'Amore. I mean, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? And this is very much if you love it, you fucking adore it. If you don't, you're kind of like, I don't get it. I don't get the hype type of movie. Well, say what you will, it's freaking unique. I absolutely love Cemetery Man, and again, Severin release, tons of features, great cover. Love those. Next up is a movie that I should have had in my collection for a long time, but you know, if you've been with us here in the channel, you know that I've been rebuilding my collection for a few years because you know, I didn't have a collection for quite a spell there, so I had to start from scratch basically. But anyway, this is a movie I knew I was going to get eventually. Obviously, I originally planned to get the Criterion version, but I ended up getting the Kino Lorber version because it was just, I mean, it was 14 bucks. Kino always churns out greatness, and this is a great transfer, by the way. And this movie, I mean, I don't even have to explain it, dude. This is a freaking stone cold classic. It's one of the best of all time. You know? Love it. Man, let me tell you the escape sequence in this. I rewatched this recently twice, back to back. Basically, I rewatched it by myself once, and then I rewatched it with my mom. The escape sequence is as you know, pulse pounding as it ever was, man. Even again, all these years later, and watching it back to back, I was like it, yeah, it's tense. I love it. I love it. Next up, I got this triple pack. I already have 7. By the way, this Blu-ray has a great transfer. Needed Insomnia, obviously. You know. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've seen Insomnia, and I don't remember much of it. You know, I mean, it's Christopher Nolan. He always kind of churns out greatness, but I honestly don't remember much about it. And, of course, I needed Devil's Advocate, which, you know, has Pacino as the devil, which, that alone, like, what the hell. But I really do remember this movie being quite enjoyable, so I hope I'm not wrong. But this was $4, so I had to pick it up, man. Next up. From Arrow, I mean, I have like multiple copies of this, not just because of myself, but because our boy Brad sent us some too. You know, it's a classic, dude. RoboCop. This is the Arrow version. I just wanted a really nice, definitive version of RoboCop transfer that's nicer than the one that exists, etc. So there you go. No need to do that with all the other ones. Although Brad sent us the Scream Factory. Of part 2, which love it. You know, love that he did that because I do enjoy part 2 quite a bit. Part 3 though is a stinker. Although, oh man, our boy. Never mind. I'm just gonna leave that alone. Never mind. Here are. I'm gonna get 3 of them right here. Right here. Here are 3 stone cold classics from the man himself, John Waters, starring. One of my favorite on-screen presences of all time, Divine. Here's Polyester, which was, I believe, John Waters' like first like studio film. I believe so. But anyway, John Waters, Polyester, Divine in the starring role. Female Trouble, which is amazing. You know, again, Divine in the starring role. And another Divine Waters classic, Pink Flamingos. I mean, come on, man. Love these. These are all Criterions. And, you know, I was just super excited to get those. Didn't want to get Crybaby from Kino because they had a sale, but, man, they ran out so quick that I think I couldn't snatch it up. Next up, Pearl. I know it's been out a while. I've seen it, of course. But I had yet to grab the blue because I was waiting for a set with Maxine coming out. But they have not released a set. So I guess I was like, you know what? This thing's $5. I'm going to get it. Maxine is on sale right now at Walmart. So hopefully I can get that. And watch. The moment I get it, they're going to release a set. But anyway, Pearl, prequel to X. Awesome movie. Love it. Next up. This is a movie that the creator hates. And I don't mean God, I mean the creator of the movie. Crime Wave from Sam Raimi, which is a big studio film, his first big studio film. And he feels that, you know, kind of like they did him dirty in terms of trying to get his vision across. Although when I watch it, I'm like, this is like the most Sam Raimi you can get. So I can only imagine how his, unfettered vision would have been, crazier in this. Plus, it also stars Al Smith. Oh, wait, that's Paul Smith. Same thing. Anyway, Crime Wave, absolutely bonkers. Borderline annoying movie, but I fucking love it, dude. I love it so much. Fun. Speaking of which, this one I bought on a lark. It's called Low Life. Got a lot of buzz. My boy Dustin recommended it on his Facebook there, so I was like, I'm gonna give it a go, guy. It's been getting a lot of comparisons to like early Tarantino, and it's got a man in a mask, so you got me there already. But I'm hoping it's good. I got it for $4, so if it's not good, it's not that big a loss. Next, here's a movie that a lot of people think is feces. And I mean, they're partially right, but it's also a Neville Dean and Taylor movie, and it's Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance. Now, hear me out. Ghost Rider Part 1 sucks. I hate it. I guess cool effects sometimes, but it's one of the worst, quote-unquote, comic book superhero movies ever. Spirit of Vengeance at least tries, and it does so with a smaller budget. I kind of enjoyed it. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend I didn't. Yes, I realize it's not great, you know what I'm saying, but it was better in Part 1, I'll tell you that, and stuff actually happened in it, so that's cool. Anyway, enough of that. Next up, we got one of the most famous stinkers of all time, bombs of all time. Made sure that Paul Verhoeven never worked consistently again in the U.S. I mean, he did make a few movies after this, but this pretty much started the burial of Verhoeven, and he's now in Europe. It's Showgirls. Now, why did I get Showgirls? Well, one, it's a Verhoeven movie, so I want it. Two, it's a Joe Esterhaus script, and though he is essentially a scum nowadays, I don't know, dude. There's something about Esterhaus that I kind of dug in terms of the way he wrote, but it's also kind of like a curio of a movie. Like, it's one of those things that you had to see when it came out. And I gotta say that I kind of ironically enjoy it. It's so over the top. It's so melodramatic. Now, nowadays, or for a while now, Verhoeven claims that they were going for a satirical edge to it. And that seems credible given that Verhoeven tends to make a lot of satirical movies, RoboCop, Starship Troopers, etc. But I think they were serious with this one, and now he's saying that because he's got to try to save face a little. But I think they were dead serious with it, man. There's nothing about it reads as satiric. It's over the top for sure, but I don't feel like much commentary was trying to be made here, other than that of the cutthroat show business, But I don't know, man. Either way, Showgirls is a movie I oddly enjoy in its own particular way. And it was cheap, so I got it, man. I mean, you gotta get them while they're cheap, right? Speaking of cheap, I can't believe I found Santa Sangre for $4. This is the Severin release. And this is a Jodorowsky movie. If you know, you know. If you don't, maybe leave it that way unless you enjoy some real weird hallucinatory borderline you're watching drug-addled imagery type of stuff. But I happen to quite love Jodorowsky, man, especially stuff like El Topo and Holy Mountain and stuff like that. And Santa Sangre ain't no slouch, I'll tell you that. This is actually the first Jodorowsky movie I watched, and I rented it from a mom and pop. It was in the Spanish section, and I just did not expect whatever this is. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what the hell? So, when I was a kid, my mom and my grandmother used to rent a Spanish movie, and I would rent, something from the horror section more often than not. And this time, I don't know what drove them to pick this, but they picked this. It was in the Spanish section. And, everybody was like, what the hell? What is this, man? Then I would later see it again with an ex-girlfriend, and I was like, whoa, it's that movie. Like, I didn't remember what it was called. I was like, it's that damn movie, man. And the weird part is, by then I had already been introduced to like El Topo and Holy Mountain. It's just, you know, it was like the late 90s, so I barely had started getting access to the internet, so I didn't connect the dots until I was like, whoa, what the hell? Santa Sangre, weird movie. Love it. Next up, Dario Argento's opera. Going towards the end of his career there, one of the last few good movies he made before he started stinking up the joint massively. This is the Scorpion release version. I know, I think Severin did another version, but, yeah, I mean, I found it for $4, dude. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get that boy. Speaking of $4, found Ichi the Killer from Takashi Miike, one of the most prolific directors of all time, and still kind of relatively unknown in America, unless, again, you're a cinephile or a fan of certain types of genres. Everything from horror to, you know, crime films, etc. But Takashi Miike is one hell of a insanely talented director. When you see the sheer width and breadth of his work and how much of that is good, if not outright great, it's really like mind-boggling, dude. The dude will tackle anything. Anyway, Ichi the Killer was the, I believe, second, maybe third movie I saw from him. The first one being Audition, which is still one of my favorite movies of all time. And I think this might have been the second. If not, it was after The Happiness of the Kakataris. But, Katakaris. But, yeah. Love Ichi the Killer. Really weird flick that I love, love, love. Here's a movie that I have. So, you know, I said I needed to complete my John Carpenter collection. But I wasn't in such a rush to get certain movies like Memoirs of an Invisible Man. If I get it somewhere along the way, cool. I don't want to pay a lot for it because it's not worth a lot. Dark Star, if I get it, cool. I don't want to pay a lot for it. The Ward, I could do without The Ward. I could pretend it never existed. Ghost of Mars, I mean, it sucks, man. It's terrible. Conceptually, it's pretty cool. And knowing that a lot of the stuff that he intended got cut out sucks. And knowing that some of the effects blow. And I'm sorry, I love my boy Ice, but he is a horrible actor. And so is Natasha Henstridge, I'm sorry. But Ghost of Mars, I still had to own it. And just by chance, I happened across the recent Scream Factory release. And somebody must have been like, I don't like it either. And they just gave it to the local record and movie shop, and they had it for $14. So I was like, that's it. Just like Child's Play 3, I was like, I gotta pick it up, man. It's cheap. So I got that. Also got this that same day. I guess somebody returned this one too. This is Neil Marshall's Doomsday, which I absolutely enjoy. It's a kind of like a mishmash of Escape from New York and frickin' Mad Max, and you know, kind of like Arthurian legends kind of mixed into the mix, into it all. It's a really fun movie. I really like Neil Marshall's stuff around this era. Can't say I have kept up too much with him after a certain point, but Doomsday is a movie that I wanted forever. I'm glad I waited and found this, because I would always have the older edition in my cart, and I would just never end up getting it. Well, there you go. Scream Factory version for cheapo. Got it. Next up, another Severin release. This is a movie from Umberto Lenzi, I believe. No, I'm sorry. Joe D'Amato. If it was Lenzi, it would really suck. It's called Beyond the Darkness in America, Buio Omega in Italy. And this is a movie that, you know, for example, here the blurb in the front says forbidden to anyone under 18. You know, the back says one of the most sickening movies ever made, etc. So I would always read about it whenever I would be reading up on Italian horror back in the day. I bought the DVD back in the day when it came out, and I never watched it. And then around, I'm going to say maybe like 9 or so years ago, I just happened across it again, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to watch this. And I really enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? It's it was kind of like a surprise. There's definitely like a Hitchcockian nature to it. Definitely took some influences from Psycho. But I don't know, man. I really enjoyed this movie quite a bit. I'm really kind of excited to revisit it to see if that holds up or not. But there you go, Buio Omega. And then I got the HBO series Chernobyl. It's notable that this is clearly a Mexican disc, or you can see right there, or maybe from Spain. I don't know. So I got to check if it's region 1. I'm assuming it is, but I mean, it's not a bootleg or anything. It's just a release from another country. But you know, come on, man. One of the most lauded miniseries out there for mad cheap. Let's go. Takashi Miike back in the house, baby. 13 Assassins, one of his samurai films. He's had a few of those too. I haven't seen this one, but it's Miike. I know I'm gonna enjoy the shit out of it. So there you go. That's all I need to know. Next up, Uncut Gems. This isn't the Criterion version, but you know what? It's Uncut Gems for $4. I got it, so can't deny that, man. 1917, War Movie from Sam Mendes. Haven't seen this one, unfortunately, but the homie Joey said it was fantastic. I believe him, Sam Mendes. I believe him. I'm sorry, her. Even though I discovered some really egregious ratings on some classics in his letterbox, but whatever. Point is, I believe him. I look forward to seeing this quite a bit, and it was $4. Next up, Sam Peckinpah's The Wild Bunch, one of my favorite westerns ever. Just a great ensemble cast, man. You know, Borgnine, baby. Anyway, this is of course the director's cut, which has been available for quite a bit. But I mean, this is one of the greats, man. I absolutely love Peckinpah. First of all, crazy that he was. But Wild Bunch is one of my favorites. Westerns and Peckinpahs. Next up, The Man with No Name Trilogy 9-0. Here recently, Arrow released some great transfers and stuff, but they're UK exclusive, I believe. And I don't have 4K. I don't want 4K. So I want Blu-rays. So I can't get those. And the Kino Lorber ones were apparently compromised, shall we say. So I'm just sticking with the old releases, the studio releases here. I did have already, of course, Good, Bad, and the Ugly, but I needed a fistful and a few dollars. So this was $6. I mean, come on, guy. Clearly, it's got to be got, right? Next up, we'll reach over here. Back here behind me, because I have some behind me here. And I got 3 out. Let me see. First up is this Ghostbusters triple pack. Believe it or not, I still didn't have Afterlife. And of course I have Ghostbusters 1 and 2, but famously, mine and Guntik's copy of Ghostbusters 1 had a glitch, which we discovered through our boy Michael, that his copy of that, which was the same run, had the same glitch. So the copy in this doesn't have that glitch, thankfully. So, man, I had been missing Ghostbusters in my collection for so many years. It's crazy. You know, it was made easier by the fact that Al Smith made it annoying to love Ghostbusters because he sucks. But, I mean, I needed it back in my collection. And I watched it 4 days back to back in a row. And, God, man, I missed it that much, dude. It's just so perfect. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, triple whammy here. My copy of Ghostbusters 2 did work, of course. The other copy I had, but, you know, that's a thing that exists. So that's cool. Next up is a movie that is super hard to get. This is Headless, and it's a movie within the movie. And that other movie is called Found, which I want a Blu-ray copy of, but there's only DVD copies out there available here in the States. It was a very limited run of Blu-rays, but those are also hard to get. Headless is insanely hard to get. I think there was like, I want to say something crazy like they only made 100 of these. It was some ridiculously low number, but I managed to get this one for $20, and I was like, dude, fuck yeah, I did. So Headless, got that. Finally got my copy of Black Phone. I mean, it's a great movie. New one's coming out. Looks freaking interesting. Want to see that? ASAP. Reaching back here again. Let's see what we get. Masters of Horror Volume 4. I have Volumes 1 and 2. I'm still missing 3. But this one has the Takashi Miike episode. It has the one based on the Clive Barker story, which is not that great, but Clive collection, you know. So I needed to get it for those two. It also has the Mick Garris episode, which, you know, for Mick Garris, it's pretty decent. And it has the one directed by Joe Dante, which admittedly I kind of didn't like, but I'm going to revisit and see what's up. So there's that. And I got Child's Play 2. Like I said, I'm getting all the Scream Factory 4K Blu-ray combos because I want those new scans. This is, of the original 3 movies, this is the best one in my opinion. It's awesome. Love it. Goontick loves it, and you know he hates everything. So I had to get that. Next up is Ghostbusters on its own. This also doesn't have that glitch, thankfully. And this is the mastered in 4K disc that came out a little bit before the glitch run, whatever year that was. But yeah, in case you're watching, I got this one first, then I got that one with all 3 of them. And both of these don't have that glitch, so that's cool. But this and that one cost the same, so it's not like I paid more for the 3-pack or anything. Anyway, next up is a movie that I think is super underrated, and that's Link. Ape horror, for those of you wondering. Ape-based horror. It also has one of the most annoying soundtracks of all time, surprisingly from Jerry Goldsmith, which is a master of his craft. And boy, does this soundtrack, it's one of the worst, man. I hate it. I hate that soundtrack. But I love the movie. Love the movie. Next up, you're going to be like, how did you not have this? Again, rebuilding my collection, steady as it goes. I can't sink tons of money into it like some people can, so I have to rebuild and you know, I'm patient with stuff, you know. I'll wait till I can get something dirt cheap, you know, and so far it's worked out pretty good. Scream collection. This is the 3-movie collection with that 4th disc that has the 2 documentaries, I believe. And I got Scream on its own because this scan is way superior to the scan on this one. So, I mean, that, and also kind of just wanted Scream on its own, so it paid off that scan was better. Now, this whole time, I've been having Scream 4, you know, just by itself. So, just kind of wouldn't play it because I'm like, I don't have all the other Screams, man. I got to Scream. I'm going to Scream. I better Scream. Next up. Oh, this is so awesome, dude. This movie is an English and Italian production called The Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue. It very clearly was influenced by George Romero's Night of the Living Dead, but it has that unique Euro feel to it and Euro elements that make it stand out as its own thing. It also kind of has like a cool explanation to why things are happening. I really love this movie, man. And by the way, this is a slipcover, by the way. It has 2 of the posters, because this was also known as, what was it also known as, man? This is Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue. Let Sleeping Corpses Die is what it was also known as. But anyway, it has 2 different posters, and it's covering this amazing steelbook. Now, if you know, of course, I'm not like a huge steelbook guy, but when I can get a nice one at a good price, and I got this for $20, actually I think a little bit less, I'll get it. You know, especially if it's a movie that I really enjoy. Look at that, that's nice. That's the Euro Quad, I believe. And it has it's a 3-disc with the soundtrack in it. This movie is so overlooked, even to this very day. You know, if you enjoy Night of the Living Dead, by all means, give it a watch, because it's kind of like a good alternative, if you will. Next up, I got Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which I think I might have mentioned in the last one, but it's worth mentioning again. Love this show. Hilarious. It is a Mill Creek release, unfortunately, so that sucks. but it was mad cheap because of that. Then I found this for $14, and that is the Star Trek: The Original Series on Blu-ray. You know, with the new effects and everything. For $14, man, the whole damn 3 seasons. I was like, sign me up, baby. And then like a week later, or 2 weeks maybe, I found the Star Trek motion picture trilogy, which blissfully excludes the first movie, which, Jesus, man, that movie, look, let's just be honest here, it's boring as hell, okay? Boring. Anyway, but they're counting the trilogy, of course, as Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock, and The Voyage Home, which are awesome movies, man. So, found that for mad cheap, too. I think it was like $6 or something like that. So, I mean, come on, man. I'm not going to pass that up. Why would I? What am I, a fool? Don't answer that. But there you go. Let me just put some of these down here because I'm making a massive stack and it's going to fall. And that would really suck. So, yes. Anyway, just make that a little bit smaller and let's move on. So next up we got, let me just reach over here and get some more. We have Cheap Thrills. Let me tell you something about Cheap Thrills. If you haven't seen this, and you can get it pretty cheap, I got mine for $4. And they're new, by the way, not used or anything. You can get it pretty cheap. If you haven't seen Cheap Thrills, check it out. You know, it's a very much a dark comedy in the vein of something like 13 Game of Death. Basically, you know, playing with the idea of how far we will go if we're in dire need or just out of greed, you know. A very fun movie. Had a blast with it, man. You know, I've had heard of it for a while. And I remember back in the day, Dollar Tree was carrying copies. This exact copy, by the way. And I was always like, I'm going to freaking find that thing. And I never found it. So I finally found it for $4. And, well, actually, I saw it first online. And then I was like, I got to get that. And found it for $4. Cheap Thrills is not full of cheap thrills. Let me tell you that. It's a hella good time. So I got that. Then I got the Demons 2-pack, 1 and 2, from Lamberto Bava, son of Mario Bava. And again, another one of Argento's kind of proteges. Look, I'm not going to sit here like a lot of horror fans and pretend that Lamberto Bava is a good director. He kind of freaking blows. And Demons kind of blows too, but it's very fun. Here's the thing. Part 2, I'm going to have to revisit it because I never really had fun in the past watching it. But, you know, I'll revisit would do. But, I mean, this literally costs less than one movie would. So, there's that. It comes with really nice slipcases from Synapse. So, you know it's going to be cool and full of cool stuff. Came with a cool poster. But, yeah, I quite enjoy the first one. I actually have a copy of it already. But this was this new scan and, you know, with all these features and stuff. So, I had to get it. And it came with part 2. So, winning. Next up, one of my favorite Jim Carrey movies, and no, it's not Ace Ventura or something. It's Man on the Moon. Absolutely love Andy Kaufman, the mystique around the man, the story of the man, the weirdness, Tony Clifton, all that jazz. So when Man on the Moon hit, it was like serendipitous, man. I had been, you know, obviously a longtime fan of SNL when I was young, and that eventually led me to find out about Friday Night, and that led me to find out about Andy Kaufman, which was one of the earlier guests on SNL and all that jazz. So I had kind of gone down this rabbit hole of Andy Kaufman, and nary like a year or two later, I heard that Milos Forman was releasing this movie, and I loved it. I devoured that boy, and I still love this movie. It's just awesome, man. You know, and I know now we know that Jim Carrey was kind of an ass portraying Andy Kaufman, but the movie's what counts, and it's just great, man. I absolutely love this movie. Check it out if you haven't. If you want to just learn about Andy Kaufman, even if you want to see a great movie, a great Milos movie, no less. Next up, those are not gets from me. Those were actually Brad gets. So I'm gonna put them back there. Yes, man. Oh, I was waiting so long for this to be released because I did not want to pay tons of money for the Shout Factory out of print disc, knowing one that eventually it was gonna get released somewhere, and two that I knew the scan wasn't good on it. So now I'm not saying that the scan on this one is good. It's probably not, because I think the source materials in general are kind of ragged. But I just really wanted this movie, man. Madman, which, man, it had another name, like soft cover or hard cover, something like that. But anyway, Madman is how I've always known it. It's from the dude that did The Gate, Tibor Cox, I believe. It's a cool name. But, dude, this is basically about a pulp villain that reaches the line between fact and fiction. I love this movie when I first saw it. It's one of those that had stuck in my mind forever, and I haven't seen it since the DVD days because, again, I didn't get that Blu-ray that's out of print. And so I was really happy when Kino Cult released it. And I immediately pre-ordered that boy, man. I had to have it. Next up, we'll get another batch here. Batch oh nuts. Next up, we have The Kindred, an 80s kind of gooey monster flick. It's cheesy, it's hammy, it's kind of crappy, but man, is it charming. I really had a fun time watching it. Again, I'm not saying it's a good movie. I am saying it's a very entertaining 80s gloop fest, Yeah. One of those just like weird movies that stinks of the 80s. I love it. Next up, Rip, Scott Spiegel, one of Sam Raimi's cohorts that also had a little movie career of his own. Intruder was, I believe, his first feature-length movie. This also has an alternative cut called Night Crew, which has even more gruesome stuff in it. But basically, look, this... I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that Intruder is a good movie, but it is fun, and it clearly is the result of somebody having access to experience at working at a supermarket, one, and two, having access to a supermarket. So they just basically built a bunch of horror set pieces around that, and threw together a loose little flick, and for what it is, it's fun. It's also fun to see a bunch of Raimi regulars in it. And you can see how Spiegel and Raimi played off of each other in terms of the stuff that they did visually. Although, of course, in the end, Raimi is the superior director. But Intruder is really fun, man. And Synapse released that one. Picked it up for almost nothing, so that was a big plus. Street Trash. Man, do I love this movie. Again, an 80s gloop fest with a satirical edge. Gross out, body melt type stuff, but clever and very funny. Yeah, man. I mean, it's one of those movies that you see and you're like, man, I wish they still leaned in so heavily into these physical effects. But Street Trash, hella fun time. If it hadn't been released by a completely different company, you'd be thinking like, is this a Troma movie? Almost. Next up is Becky. Now, I had a copy of this, but that copy, for some reason, the scan on it was terrible, man. So this is the Ronin Flicks release, which has a actually good scan on it and actually has features and stuff. I really enjoyed this movie. Never got to see the second one. I don't think it's even released on Blu-ray, but Becky was really fun. And it was just kind of fun watching Kevin James play against Type, too. Getting his ass kicked in the process. By a little girl, no less. Becky, really fun. This is the version to get if you're going to get it. There's that. Edmund. Now, this is a Stuart Gordon movie. I haven't seen this one. I need to get Stuck. Because I have seen Stuck, and I just want to have all Stuart Gordon's movies. And I'm almost there. I need Stuck, and... which one else do I need? I think there's one more that I need. But anyway, Edmund... was one that I had to check off the list, so I got that. It starts William H. Macy, Mina Suvari's in there. Interesting. Julia Stiles. It was written by David Mamet too. It's supposed to be like really weird and kind of amoral. I know some people really like it and some people really hate it. There's kind of like not a middle ground. So really interested in seeing that. Again, I'm a big Stuart Gordon fan. You know, Stuart Gordon and Yuzna and Charles Band, all those people I love so much. But anyway, there's the Child's Play, the Scream Factory 4K set. I had the old, what is it, MGM release, whatever it was. So, I'm trying to get this whole set. This is Child's Play, and Chucky is one of the most consistently good franchises out there. So I need to get them all in the best quality ever. I got another copy of Child's Play. You might be thinking like, what? Child's Play 2. You might be thinking, why? And the answer is, this one had a defect. Well, it's not visible, but anyway, it had a defect, and Scream Factory was really good about replacing it. So I have an extra one, I guess. But anyway. Then there's Bride of Chucky. Unfortunately, no slipcase on this one. And not that I'm a stickler for that, but you know, it's the only one that's not going to have a slipcase so far. Bride of Chucky, again, the Scream Factory 4K and Blu-ray scan. Hell of a fun movie, man. So there you go. I don't have to explain this. This is fun as hell. My boy Lou Diamond Phillips in The First Power. This is an early 90s movie that I was introduced to by Senor Spielbergo, one of our former guests here. And if you've seen Fallen, this is kind of like a hammier version of that, starring Lou Diamond Phillips, no less. Same concept, basically, body hopping, detective on the chase of this body hopping demon type of thing. But I don't know, man. Where Fallen is a lot more tonally serious, this one is in that weird zone where it attempts to be tonally serious, but since it's kind of hacky, it achieves a weird charm. I really enjoyed The First Power. And this damn disc went out of print so fast that, and it's a Kino release, by the way. I don't know if it's still the case. I don't think they've reprinted it. But it went out of print so fast that it skyrocketed. Like, every time I would check, it'd be anywhere from 80 to 100 something bucks. I was like, I'm not going to pay that much for a disc. You know what I'm saying? Love it though I do. I'm not going to pay that much. And then one day, just by chance, I checked the sellers on Amazon, and this sucker was 20 bucks, guy. Shipped. And I jumped on that faster than anything ever. So I didn't have to pay tons of bucks for it. So that's cool. Next up, the 4K scan of Return of the Living Dead. Again, this comes with a Blu-ray, so that's what I was looking for. This is the Scream Factory release, of course. I mean, what do I have to say? Return of the Living Dead, one of the best zombie movies of all time. I know this is one of Goontick's favorites. Had to get this guy. I already had a copy of it, of course, but it was the old MGM release. Obviously, had to upgrade it to something. Now, there was that Blu-ray from Scream that I wanted for a while, but again, that one went out of print and it was too high, so I was just like, I'm not going to do that, man, no matter how much I love it. Now, don't get me wrong, I'll pay decent money for something that I absolutely love, but it's Return of the Living Dead. I knew it was going to come back into print somewhere along the way, so when they did this new scan, I was like, that's it has a Blu-ray, I'm getting it. Boom. Next, let me see. Told you it was a lot of movies. Next, we got Masters of the Universe Revelation and Revolution. This steelbook. I don't know if it was Walmart exclusive or not, but that's where I found it. It's from the Netflix series, which I know a lot of people hated, but I loved it, man. It was awesome. Loved it, you know. I know some Motu fans out there. Oh, he's a traitor. Shut up, man. Shut the hell up. Anyway, next up is Nightbreed, the 4K set. Now, of course, I have several copies of Nightbreed. I have a DVD copy. I have the Blu-ray copy of the director's cut. I have the Cabal cut on bootleg DVD. I'm sorry, Blu-ray. But this, I had to get one because of the new scan. Well, mind you, that's the scan that's in the director's cut, also from Scream Factory. But this set contains the theatrical cut, with a 4K scan on it. So I had to get it for that reason, man, because there is stuff in the theatrical cut that I wish was in the director's cut. For example, that scene from the end, if you know, you know. I want that in. God damn it! I wish it wasn't in the dang director's cut. But anyway, Nightbreed, you know, I had to get it. Also, it was mad cheap. It was during a sale, so there's that. Let me reach again, guy. I'm reaching over here, guy. Give me the reach around. Next up, we got May, finally released in the States. Now, Second Sight did a release of this overseas, but only on 4K, and then of course the Blu-ray was region locked, so sucks for me. But at the same time, Vestron, aka Lionsgate, it's their kind of like cult release label now, whereas Vestron, of course, in the past was actually a thing. But anyway, released, and this is the same scan, as I understand, this is the same scan as the Second Sight, and it's got, you know, features, so that's great. May, starring the very underappreciated Angela Bettis, very darkly comedic film, just one of those that stayed on my mind forever. And again, I had it in the DVD days when I lost my collection. I was like, this got to be released on Blu-ray, man. It has enough of a cult. They just did not release it until here recently, and it was through Vestron, so it's limited and all that. Just you had to order it through the website. I don't know if that's still that case, but you had to order it through Lionsgate Limited for a while. And I managed to get one from a chick that bought 2 copies of it. So she sold me her extra copy. And I was like, you know, hey, it beats paying that ridiculous amount of money that Lionsgate asks for shipping. So I'll take it. You know, so anyway, here's a final batch. Alex Garland, one of like my favorite writers out there, screenwriters out there, and he's turned out to be a fantastic director as well. Civil War, man, very prescient film nowadays, especially. Downright scary. It's very clear to me as time passes that Alex Garland took a lot of influence from Dawn of the Dead in a lot of his works, and this is one of them. You know, only it has nothing to do with zombies. It has a lot to do with kind of like how America would take. What would become of America in a Civil War scenario? And it feels strikingly realistic. It's also a movie about the importance of journalism and keeping that alive. And I'm going to revisit this because when I saw it, I fell in love with it, man. And I couldn't believe that there... I mean, yeah, never mind. I could believe it to some degree. There's people that were, like, unimpressed by it. But... by the end of the movie, I was like, man, that's scary, and there's also like kind of like a sense of freedom by the end of the movie, right? Seeing how America has turned to a cesspool here recently with the current administration, shall we say, not to get political or anything, but this stuff really, really, like, it just rings realistic as hell, man. So, I'm going to revisit that. Loved Civil War. Here we go. Pitch Black. This is the Arrow release. You know, Vin Diesel is not exactly renowned for his acting chops, but I'll tell you what he is renowned for. Kind of playing the same character in a lot of ways. But his best character, arguably, is none other than Riddick, and here's his premiere outing as that character in the excellent Pitch Black. Which, yeah, of course, is kind of like a little knockoff of, you know, like Aliens and Tremors kind of mixed together. But, damn, it was it was great, man. Loved it. So, got that, and also got the Arrow release of Chronicles of Riddick, which I really enjoyed, actually. I really enjoyed Chronicles of Riddick. It had a wider kind of space... epic feel. Space Conan is basically what it was. A lot less, you know, personal. This thing has... I think this is... It has 3 discs. Unfortunately, my disc holder was broken, so I had to take out the other 2 discs. But the 3rd disc has, like, the open matte version of the theatrical cut, which I'm really interested in seeing it, because whether that's how it was intended to be shown. And, but anyway, it also, of course, has the director's cut. on Blu-ray and the theatrical and widescreen on Blu-ray. So that's cool. Finally got The Purge Season 2. It finally, I don't know why this thing's so damn expensive, but it finally went down in price, so I snatched it up. Now my Purge collection is complete. Maniac, the remake starring Elijah Wood, which is really excellent, man. As far as remakes go, this is one of the great ones. So, yeah. Still need to get the Joe Spinell one, but was glad to get this for mad cheap. Man, I've been wanting this movie forever. This is a Ben Wheatley movie. I love Ben Wheatley. Kill List. And I finally found a copy. And then I went to that place where I got all these cheaper ones. And they had a copy there for $4. I was like, damn it. Because, I mean, mind you, I paid, I think, like $14 for this one. And then, here recently, a boutique label released the copy. I was like, damn it. So, man, I might just get that one too. If only for the features and maybe a better scan, hopefully. Might have to do a little research on it. But Ben Wheatley is one of my favorite directors. Super unique guy. Not for everyone. And he did one of my favorite kind of like art horror movies ever, A Field in England. And Kill List, man, might just be his best. But anyway, love that. Next up, I think I mentioned this in the previous one, but Little Shop of Horrors, I didn't have a copy of it. Goontick did, so that's how I would see it, but now I got my own copy. The Motel Hell Steelbook. Again, not about steelbooks, but when I can get them for cheap, or when, every now and then, if it's a movie I love, I'll get one. Like, for example, The Witch. Love that movie, and I found a nice steelbook of it, and I said I want it just for the collector aspect of it. But sometimes it's just a great, ridiculous cover like this, man. In steelbook form, and it was a good price, so I got it. Motel Hell. Also didn't have the movie, so that was a good way to get it. This was a hell of a deal, man. I got these two for $20, and it's The Changeling, Peter Medak movie, starring my freaking boy, man. And let me tell you, man, I think, let me see, this two, this one, I think this may not have the movie on Blu-ray. I think this might just have the movie on freaking 4K, which is bad for me. George C. Scott stars in this, and it's one of the, best atmospheric horror movies out there, man. So I'm gonna have to see if the Blu-ray includes the movie too, because back here it just says the movie on 4K, but then the Blu-ray just says disc 2 Blu-ray, and then it has features on it. So I think I may have, but whatever. I paid basically for one of these two. It was bundled with this, which is the Amityville Horror, which is kind of one of like the blueprints of Spook House movies, and this is the slipcase version, which is cool. Again, $20 for both of those. This one does have the Blu-ray and the 4K for sure. One of them has the movie. So, see, that's what I mean. This is the same company, right? No, that's Severin. This is Vinegar Syndrome. I don't know. I'm gonna have to check that. I hope the Changeling has the movie on Blu-ray too. Now I'm gonna have to get it on Blu-ray. But again, basically only paid for this one, and even then less, because this one was like, I think like near $50 when they came out, and this person just got rid of both of them for $20, so that's cool. This is The Howling, the recent 4K remaster that also comes on Blu-ray from Scream Factory. Here's what's cool about this: it's signed by I want to say Joe Dante, but man, that does not look like Joe Dante's signature. It does it? Either way, it's... Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. Joe Dante's there. I don't know whose signature this is, but Joe Dante's signature's here. It's on the actual inner slip. And so that was cool. I got it from a guy that got it from Joe Dante at a convention, and got a great deal on it. No overcharge, nothing silly like that. So I mean, I couldn't pass it up, man. You know, and obviously I had The Howling, but it was on a 2-pack from Scream Factory with The Fog. So I needed it on its own. So this was cool. Not only did I get it, but I got a signed copy. So that's awesome, and it was mad cheap. And then there's this bad boy, The Beyond. I have a Blu-ray copy of this, and it looks great. But Beyond is one of my favorite movies in horror. One of my favorite movies from Italy, and my definite favorite Fulci movie. And this is like this insanely comprehensive disc set. I mean, multi-disc set. It has the movie on 4K. It has the movie on Blu-ray. It has like 2 special feature discs, I believe. A soundtrack, the 7 Doors of Death cut, and the composer's cut. And you know, it's just a super comprehensive set. Comes with this awesome slipcase, and includes a booklet about Fulci, and of course the making of The Beyond. There's Fulci himself, and there's an old girl with Dickie, and then it all comes. Unfortunately, this is the worst part of this. The Book of Ibon from the movie, kind of like, I guess, their riff on the Necronomicon, is where the movies come encased, but it's this crappy media book, and it doesn't have like the slick interior. It has like this weird kind of matte thing. So I took them all out and put them on into plastic cases, because I don't want to be slipping them in and out of this thing, even though this is a very nice presentation. But I had to get this. I couldn't risk it running out. It didn't, by the way, but I just couldn't risk it. And this is one where I did pay like $60 for it, you know, and I did not flinch. $66 actually, because I absolutely love The Beyond, and that seemed very definitive there. And then finally, in the home stretch here, we have my most recent acquisitions, which is my favorite Troma movie of all time, Terror Firmer, which, if you love Troma, it's like the epitome. If you love you just movie making in general, this is that, man. And it's got like one of the funnest, craziest making of documentaries called Farts of Darkness, the making of Terra Firma, which is one of my favorite things that Troma ever did. This movie's fucking fantastic. I love it. It's wild, it's awesome, it's funny. And speaking of Troma, here are my couple of other Troma favorites. Of course, Toxic Avenger, you know, what made Troma a name. And just, you know, one of my favorites ever. This is the 4K scan, which also is included in the Blu-ray, thankfully. And, yeah. You know, I of course had my old DVDs. I didn't want to get the 4K 4-pack that has all 4 movies, because 2 and 3 suck. I'm going to say it. 2 and 3 suck. I don't want them. You know, also, the old Blu-ray 4-pack that didn't include the 4Ks, or the 4K scan, it had the wrong cuts of part 2 and 3. The 4Ks, part 3 didn't play. Not that I was going to use the 4Ks, but, you know, I was going to use the Blu-rays. But, anyway, whatever. I was just like, I don't want 2 and 3. Now, if they ever release the Mr. Melvin cut and it doesn't suck, I'll get that. But, yeah. I just needed freaking Toxie, dude. And, you know, with a better picture. And apparently, this is the best it's ever looked. So, sign me up, baby. Toxic Avenger, had to get it. And Citizen Toxie, Toxic Avenger Part 4, which is the second best Toxie movie out there, man. Had to get that. Thankfully, 2 and 3 are utterly unnecessary to watch 4, so that's cool. And, yeah, again, 4K scan, and it's included on the Blu-ray, so I'm in, baby. Yeah. Just need a few more Troma movies so that I feel like my Troma collection is as complete as I want it to be. You know, and that's it, man. So that's all the movies I've gotten thus far. Let me know what you think about them. Cool? Uncool? Let me know, guy. or girl. Thoughts? Anyway, I'm out.